I started back in 2013, and when I first started out, I just felt called to go out and minister to churches and use my gifts on the guitar to point people to Jesus. And the way God did things was just really amazing. And I can look back now and see that He had this big picture plan that I couldn't even have foreseen at all. And so I went out and I was doing these guitar concerts, playing hymns and worship songs on the guitar. And before long, 7 churches give me full services, and so my pastor told me that I need to start sharing a message, and along with my testimony, just teach the word, and I started doing that, and God just really blew open the doors and doing things I couldn't believe. People were coming to Christ, and people are coming up and telling me that God had used me and what I shared to change their lives, and I wouldn't have even imagined a traveling music ministry could have that kind of impact in such a short time. And since that time, I started leading worship, and God just keeps surprising me. But I've learned when He calls me to do something, even if I feel like it's impossible, I just got to go, because He's got a good plan and He knows what He's doing. My dad was a church planter, and so I grew up in little tiny churches. And one of the things when I started this ministry was really that I wanted to go to churches with no financial expectations. I mean, I didn't want to put financial expectations or any kind of a burden on churches. I just wanted to go and say, hey, if you think I'll be a blessing, I'm happy to come. I'm happy to come and serve. And so I travel a lot in rural areas, and some of the churches I go to, they don't ever have guests because no one wants to go all the way out there. And so I'm thankful to be used in that way. And that is really my heart, is to go wherever the Lord opens the door, regardless of what it means for me. And God has really blessed that approach. He's just been so faithful in caring for my family and providing for us. I just want to communicate the gospel in a clear way, in a personal way, in a humble way, acknowledging that I'm a sinner and that God saved me, and He can do the same for anybody. There's no one beyond His grace, no one beyond His reach. The essence of, just the basic message of the gospel is that Jesus is the Son of God. And then God loved us so much that He sent His Son. Jesus came into the world, lived as one of us, lived among us, took on all of the difficulties of living in this fallen world, and that He lived a perfect life, that He did not sin at all. And because of that, He was able to go, He was worthy to go and give His life on the cross as a sacrifice for sin. And He's buried in the tomb. He rose again on the 3rd day, victorious over death. And now, a sinner like me, I can stand before God as if I'd never sinned because of what Jesus has done, because He paid the penalty for me. And now when God looks at me, all He sees is the righteousness of Jesus Christ. And that is the power of the gospel. It's God's love. It's God's mercy. And, I just know if people could, people in the world that, tend to kind of pick on Christians, and they have a misconception about what the gospel is. And I feel like if they could just hear it for what it is, just clearly, without anything added, without anything taken away, just hear the core message of the gospel, it is so impactful. And it's beautiful that God would love us in that way.